Alright guys, and welcome to our losers match between Keizaron and Guy77. On comms today we have myself, Snorms, and Yoni Man. Also on Restream. Carrying the team today. Alright, so we will be getting underway pretty quickly. We'll just get the runners account down and we'll be off. And we should be getting underway very shortly. So we've got an interesting card here today. We've got two different day goals. So we've got a Friday for Poison Barb and we've got a Sunday for Frustration Return. So I'm interested to see what both runners choose for their time. Looks like we had two 11 PMs. It looks like Keys is starting with 11 PM Thursday to get the contest rollover into Friday with Poison Barb, and Guy's going with Saturday for contest, rollover onto Sunday for the TM. So a bit of a different start for both runners, both opting for a day with a contest, but going with different days. Looks like a pretty interesting choice. Guy going with the Smoochum for the two babies goal, with Keys going for the Zapdos, the more runnable of the three.
Keys went with the Venomoth.
Did he?
Yeah, Keys went with the Venomoth. The Zapdos is on the left.
I must have missed that. I'm surprised neither runner went with the Zapdos. Venomoth, definitely a runnable poke. It's got about 90 special attack, I think, so... And then we do have really started, that's true. Guy going with the baby does mean his rival will have Zapdos for the entire run, so we could see him having some issues there. Keys just opting to get the information on a baby rather than taking it straight off. But yeah, the early starter goal does make the decision to pass on Zapdos a little bit more sane. Nothing interesting on the first routes yet.
So how are they going to handle this? They have release starter before level 11 and two different baby Pokemon, meaning Guy's going to have to pick one or the other, but they're both in the same row. Well,
with the two different baby Pokemon, at least even if they're released set, it still counts as owned in the dex, so he won't have to worry about losing that
so
goal.
it works based on the dex and not based on current ownership.
Yep. Looks like we've got Guy struggling with a bit of Australian internet problems, like me.
As always.
Australian, but yeah, taking the leaf out of my book.
We're used to this, it's okay.
Yeah. Seeing a lot of Chinchou on the early routes. Both runners will be looking pretty hard for a main early on with the early starter on the card, so I don't think we've seen anything worth switching to yet. But hopefully we'll do soon.
In Keys' last race, he didn't get a main until 45 minutes in when he found Ursaring at the Sudowoodo.
Hopefully we don't have to wait that long again. We've got a fire chicken. That'll work. 4 times a week to rock, but who knows? It's got pretty good special attack and physical attack. I think it's 100 physical attack, 125 special, so excellent stats all around. Just suffers from that 4 times weakness. Doesn't look like Braga has seen anything interesting yet. It's going to most likely struggle through the rival fight. We'll get to see what the Zapdos had.
It may be useful information depending on if they actually find a Zapdos.
It could get in the Zapdos information early if he dies to something like a Thunderbolt or something of the sort. So we could see Bright Guy dex the Zapdos. Just seeing Fury Cutter. Probably not good enough to dex. Although he's only seen one move, so we never know.
It's only level 5, so it's got a lot of moves coming.
Yeah. Although it does suffer from the issue that some of the legendaries have, in which they don't learn moves all that often. Usually, I think most of them are about every 10 levels. It'll be interesting to see if we see a Route 46 play out of either runner. Keys has done it from time to time. I haven't managed to catch any of Bragai's tournament races. I might have caught a bit of the match against Medic, but not sure on his play style whether he'll be checking that or going straight for 31, Dark Cave, etc. A lot of people, when hunting for mains, tend to steer clear of 46 for mains because they are quite low level, having a lot of level 2 and 3 slots, compared to, say, Route 31, which is level 4s and 5s. One of the big benefits of getting a main early on, though, is that you get the experience from the youngster. Got a Centret here, which Braga will be catching to evolve into Fart for that Fart Kadabra Girl and Call 3 or 5. Good start. Means he's just Mercury Mischievous off being able to complete Call 3. He's picking up some money. And he's going 46. Hopefully we see a Mewtwo. Just a Krabby. That is a trade poke though, so I think we might see Keys catch this. Doesn't want to catch the Krabby. He might check the trade later and come back for it. Might be opting to save the balls now. It doesn't really contribute to any other goal on the card. There's no water types. No move goals. So that would only be really counting for the trade. And he always has that option to come back for it if he needs. Just seeing the 2 slots so far on 46, so still nothing really worth committing to at this point. Now, I'm not sure if we saw the moveset from the Moltres. Assuming it's bad, if he hasn't switched to it.
Well, he's gonna need to find a main.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be checking 30 and 31 now. Keys is moving on from 46 and 29, so hopefully he has better luck on the next few routes. We're going to want to find a pretty decent main for this card, because we do have a Rising Badge, which will require a semi-decent poke to get through that gym without having any serious issues. Looks like Braga has picked up a headbutt poke and has headbutted himself a Slowking and an Exeggutor. Slowking looks like it has Slash Bubble Beam Blizzard, so that in itself is almost worth running. I do have a soft spot for Exeggutor as well, although it's got terrible typing. It's got a pretty good special attack and attack stat, 95 attack and 25 special attack. Just suffering from that 55 base speed. Not really a moveset either. Looks like we're going to see this switch to the Slowking, which I think is a good play. Slowking also suffering from 30 base speed, but being a bulky water type that has a lot of good resistances. You're not going to get one shot, really. He's still having to use his Venomoth, getting some useless levels on it, which is a bit unfortunate, not being able to take advantage of that youngster's experience. We might see him fight a couple of trainers in Square Tower if he struggles with the level 9. And we have a Medic Sucks. This is definitely worth checking.
What's his move pool?
That is the question. Flinching on the first turn. We only get to see Screech from it before the move check.
He's not going to risk it. He's just going to catch it, because if it's a 10% chance, he doesn't want to have to go looking for that again.
Yep. He's going to name it Medic Sucks. Shout out to Medic.
Good old Medic Sucks.
What have we got? Sludge Bomb EQ. That is a runnable Medic Sucks. Not the greatest coverage, but anything with Earthquake is going to get the job done, especially in Dragonite. So
it's Earthquake, how bad can it be?
Exactly. He's got Earthquake for pretty much everything, and then Sludge Bomb to cover flying types, so that's really not too bad. There aren't going to be too many things as ward on, probably just the Zubat line maybe, and Skarmory. He's going to fight this 4-poke trainer, possibly. This trainer's 3 level 2s and a level 4, so it could get some useful XP, and some useful info, because he does have 4 pokes. Guy going to have no issues with the youngster. Lava and Kabuto both going to get taken out by Bubble Beam. No worries. We've got an Ampharos on 30, which neither runner saw before committing to a main, so that could have also been an interesting one. With it having a pretty good special attack stat. And only having 1 weakness. The Nidorino info is actually very relevant. Call 1 only requiring that 1 poke goal to be completable. So we now have a completable road, our first of the race. Assuming Nidorino is in a good spot. Yeah, it looks like he's got ripped off.
Venomoth in a while.
He's moving on to Violet. We might see him go to the gym. He's level 7, which should be good enough to take on the gym, assuming it's not something that outspeeds him with Ice Beam. That would be the worst case scenario. Crowd with Ice Beam would probably be the end of Keys' day. Or Skarmory. Crowd with Ice Beam would probably do it. So, let's hope for Keys' sake it's not. Oh, Stab Thunderbolt Lantern. That is an interesting one. It's I think he needed to make the play to commit to this Slowking a lot earlier. He's it's definitely good enough to get him through. Got a Thunderbolt Artillery. It's a little bit scary, but it should be able to do. Oh, it's going to reset. Probably just going to try again for a fight where he doesn't get paralyzed. Yeah, that's it happens pretty regularly if you don't get early XP from the Flash HM or getting a main after the youngster. There we go. No worries the second time around. Here we go. We have a Kadabra on Bryguy's side. kind of making that century court a little bit irrelevant. Gives Keys some PP to work with. He only had 2 10 PP before, so it'll be nice for finishing off 1 HP or low HP opponents, so he doesn't have to waste his strong damaging moves. That's a Marrow with Blizzard, that's fine. That's a baby. Technically not a baby Pokemon in the games, but for the purpose of the goal, it is accepted for the goal. So I'm interested to see what Bryguy goes with here. He has a couple options. The Slowking, probably the best of them. The Lantern with T-Bolt he has is still quite a low level, so I don't think we'll see him switch to it with 2 level 10s. Depositing the Smoochum doesn't opt to release it now. Just gonna take his 2 10s and the Lantern into the gym. Keys dispatching Falkland. No worries at all. This Dragonite's going to be pretty solid, really. They can pick up Electric Move would probably finish his coverage off perfectly. Although Dragonite's special attack is a bit worse than its attack, it really covers everything that Sludge Bomb EQ doesn't. Thunderbolt really covers off, it rounds out any moveset quite nicely. So, with the amount of water types in the game,
would there be any reason he's not hatching that egg yet?
Well, depending on what's in the egg, it can be anywhere between 2,000 and 10,000 steps. So, he could have it in his party the entire race and it not hatch. So he's just freeing up his bag to his party to have other things. Just wants to make sure that if he catches things and then wants to get Kenya or Shucky to his party, that he has that space. I'm assuming a lot of people don't opt to hatch their eggs, but it definitely can help, especially with something like 2 babies on the card. If there's a baby poke in that egg, they do hatch pretty quickly. So could be missing out on potentially having a baby poke in that egg, but it's quite unlikely. But we might see Bryguy keep his egg, we'll have to see. Exactly. Unless we look at the cheetah log. He's just going to repel through Union. Pretty standard. Fishing up a level 10, and it's a fire. Getting rid of any lead that Bryguy may have had. That makes it pretty interesting. Bryguy losing his poke lead, so Keys with the progression lead currently, closing that gap. We've yet to see the Nidorino get Dex, then I doubt we'll see that happen for a little while. He's going to check the TM. Could be, I believe it can be TM 21, which he will probably look for, because he did set his day to Thursday to roll over onto Friday. He's opting to fight this Maniac now. Interesting choice. Opting to get the experience now, rather than fight it later and not risk it being a hard wall for him. Neither runner running a legendary this race, so that makes it a little nicer for them to get 3 level 30s. Their main will definitely get to level 30 this race, even without having to do Rising Badge. He's just checking that there's no TM goals on card, or he sells them. Lots of money for his first shot. Guy also got the fishing strat, so we might see him see the ferret as well. Pretty likely that he'll see the ferret. 3 fishing slots. One of them's a 70%, the other 2 are 15s. So we do see a different slot. So one of either the Espeon or the ferret was a 15% slot. This Espeon is a very solid poke to run, so we could see a switch here if it has a good move. We've seen 2 bad moves so far, so a bit unlikely we'll see a switch. Not having picked up any good TMs yet. But who knows, maybe it has T-Bolt Psychic hidden somewhere. Has some money. And 340 power moves. Not good enough. That's coverage, but that's about it. And there we go. There's the Mischievous. That gives us another completable row. Column. Call 3 now completable. Assuming Mokro and is in a obtainable location. Hitmonlee on Bright Guy's side. That is on the card. Not really giving us anything, but getting us a little bit closer to completing row 5 and call 4. And no worries that I'm getting the first ball. It's like Bright Guy may be switching to this Espeon. We'll see. He's really not happy with his main, which I think was definitely hurting his pace so far. He spent a lot of time looking for a poke to switch to rather than committing.
Well, that Slowking's moveset isn't that good.
It has a pretty basic coverage, but that's about it. It has Bubble Beam, Blizzard, and Slash, which pretty much covers everything. It just gonna struggle to have super effective moves for everything. Also having to rely on Slowking's attack stat, which isn't which is definitely far from amazing. I think it's 80, which isn't ideal, but definitely seeing people run worse means this tournament. But in comparison to Keiza's main, this Slowking is not nearly as good with the Dragonite picking up high jump kick just to round off its moveset. Although it doesn't give him any coverage he didn't have before other than normal types. But it does add that extra string to his bow. It'll be a little less walled on Skarmory now, I think, but that's about it. Onyx information. We might have a completable Call 4 now if Bryguy also fights. I think this was the left twin. If we see a left twin from Bryguy, he will most likely have 3 completable columns. So we're seeing a path come together slowly for these runners. Yeah, we see Bryguy getting his mistress information. Bug poke in the bug gym. What kind of randomizer? Oh, and the freeze. That's a reset. Alright, take 2 for keys. Doesn't see Powder Snow this time. No good AI from Bugsy. There we go. No worries, Keys finishes that fight second time around. Keys doing a little bit more shopping. What are we going to see him pick up here? Some more petals. Looks like he forgot to buy those on his last trip. Alright, so this will be interesting. Both players having different rivals. Let's see what Keys' rival has for us. It'll obviously have the Smoochum, but it'll have 2 other random pokes, so Primate being the first. No new information there. And a Weavile, so nothing useful. But he's dealing with that fight very easily. Taking down 3 turns. Bryguy also going left twin, so he also got that Onyx information, meaning he has completed a little Call 4. So if we can get some either Berry Juice Elixir or the Electabuzz Jinx Magmar information will be, if we get both of those, we'll have a completable card on our hands. We might see a fast finish if everything's obtainable. Bugsy giving us terrible team. Not going to be useful at all. I'm glad we've finally seen Bryguy commit to this slow king. It's gonna be more than serviceable for him. Sadly, sleep-inducing move is not required today, so we don't need to keep track of that Heracross. Bit of a wall though, with it spamming rest, but we got that crit in, so that'll let us break through that wall. Keys picking up Headbutt, gives him that last little bit of coverage. So there's not really any poke that he can't hit for neutral damage now, with Headbutt letting him cover the Zubat line. I'm seeing Keys checking items, looking for Berry Juice Elixir. Interesting to see what strats we see from him. We've seen in the past some Rock Smash strats. With there are a fair few items hidden under Rock Smash rocks, so we could see that from Keys today. Which has won in races in the past, so I'm looking forward to seeing whether we see Keys. What's he doing? Checking teams. Could be buying a Water Stone. Not sure yet. Oh, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't believe he has information, but he picked up the Moonstone. Could have also been worth picking up the Water Stone just in case, so he doesn't have to make a second trip back if he finds something like a Shudder or a Staryu, but not really necessary. Just anticipating that he will be able to grab Nidorino because he does have info on it, although I don't believe he is texted yet. Bryguy fighting the Zapdos and gets critical. That's pretty brutal. I'm not sure if he has
Zapdos.
Outrage Zapdos, not something that you really want to have to deal with. We're seeing that Smoochum starter choice biting him in the ass a little bit. Having to deal with the Zapdos a little bit more difficult than having to deal with the Smoochum.
Unfortunate when the Pokemon that your rival gets is a Zapdos simply because you want information.
For sure. 2 criticals in this Zapdos too. It's not playing nice at all. Just going with safety with the Bubble Beams rather than risking the Blizzards. But eventually deals with this rival. Kenya was just a Xatu, so nothing interesting there. See, Keys check a couple slots in the contest. I've seen this Primeape turn up everywhere. No, thank you. We're running away from that one. There are 10 slots in the contest. All of them are 10%. another normal flying type. Not on the card today.
So far, not finding much that's on the card.
Nope. No, just seeing that Kadabra from Ryguy, Pirate from Keys, and the Hitmonlee, which was in Cave, and that's just about it. We've seen some information on goals, but none of it's been dexed yet, so still yet to see if those are actually completable. Oh, we do have Wind Bug Catching Contest on the card. Jeez, didn't even notice. He's opting to go with the Primate this time. Not sure on the chance of that winning. I can't see it being guaranteed, but it'll be definitely more likely than not, with it having a reasonable HP stat. Nothing amazing, but can't seem to find anything that is going to hands down win the contest. I think we've seen 4 spots now. That will definitely not win. He's just going to go with this Primate. Hopefully it pulls out a win for him. He doesn't have to reset and try again. Opting to pick up the TM, most likely for money. Doesn't really need to add anything to set. Pretty well equipped right now. And we have no random TM on the card, so just looking for that berry juice and get a TM along the way, it looks like. And Keys, no worries, wins the contest. Yeah, we're seeing both runners in the goldenrod area now. Brago just starting, and Keys having finished the contest. So we've got probably a 3 or 4 minute gap between the runners. Could be more or less depending on how quickly Brago can get through the contest, but still quite a close race. With Brago having that poke advantage, which could matter a lot come the end of the race if we don't see much more information. He's taking out these 2 Pokemaniacs. We'll probably see him grab the coin case down here while we might even see a herb shop.
There's some Nidoking information in case it's useful.
Yep. He'll be more likely to go for the Nidoking, obviously, because doesn't require evolution. But if that Nidoking's not in the good spot, we do have that Moonstone if we have to grab the Nidorino instead. So he's leaving his options open.
He's in a pretty good spot right now.
You always feel pretty good about yourself when you're running a main like this. Pretty hard for this Dragonite to get walled on anything, really. Bit of a high five from the runners, both fighting the same trainer. Brago opting to the Juliana, looks like. Both going to be starting Whitney seconds apart. Almost sync. That's not a poke Brago really wants to see. Going to have to slash this to death. couple of crits will help out. It's 1. Just the 3 shots, not terrible.
He got lucky with that.
The takedown recoil did help him. Probably saved him a turn. Oh, that is something that'll give Keys a bit of trouble. That's a Blizzard Kadabra. Keys is going to need a miss here. He could switch and PP stall. The Kadabra only has 2 PP left, so there we go. That'll stall it out. Only thing now is if the Kadabra has Ice Beam. What's he doing? That's 5, I'm fairly sure. Nope, it's not. I miscounted. Anyway, no more blizzards. He's gonna dispatch of this very easily now. Find that pretty well. Now let's see if Brian Guy can breeze through the contest. We'll be looking for that Primeape. We only saw 4 slots, I believe. Sunken, Squirtle, Primeape, and Fearow. So we still have 6 slots that we didn't see. So who knows, there still could be a Snorlax in here. It could be a Farfetch, which is pretty useless. Not having much of a HP stat. That's far-fetched. And Keys done with Goldenrod, going to be moving on to the Silver Widow. There's a Mantine, that's not terrible. Actually, 15 Mantine could do it for you. I don't think it'd be guaranteed, but it'd be probably just about as likely as a Primeape. And he's not going to check any of the items, just going to go in with the Wii. Very nice. Jeez. Right guy's saving a bit of time there, not picking up any of the items. In the contest, he's, I'd say, less than a minute behind Keys now. P2. Right guy might be considering a main switch here. P2 with a pretty good special attack stat and decent attack as well.
One thing to note is that Keys doesn't know where that Hitmonlee is.
He can guess. It was marked about 3 minutes after releasing starter, so he'll have a fairly good idea that it's either 32 or Union, but he won't know what floor. But knowing Keys, he'll have a reasonable idea of what it is.
Still, there's a fairly large number of slots in each cave.
For sure. Well, it'll be interesting to see if he goes for the metagaming play later on. If he just goes straight to Union, if we don't see any more Hitmon information. We are seeing a main switch, it looks like. Right guy switching to the Hydro Pump Aurora Beam P2. Pretty much the exact same coverage that the Slowking had, with pretty much the same stats, just no stat experience. Slightly better speed stat, but not a lot. P2 is pretty slow. And no TMs to really improve the moveset. He'll get Surf, but he already has Hydro Pump. So if he had picked up the Headbutt TM, he could have taught it. Relying on Thrash is not the greatest. We're seeing that Shelter information, which could be very relevant to starting close to goal as well. Still no path to Very Juice Elixir, so the runners basically trapped into checking every item they walk past. Keys finishing his Kimono goals. Ryguy still has 3 to deal with. So in terms of progression, Ryguy is about three single plug trainers behind, but obviously hasn't fought those 2 Pokemaniacs in Golden Road yet, so Keys has that slight advantage. If that goal ends up being completed, it's not really in a good spot right now with Row 1 and Goal 2 not actually completable with the information we have, but we'll see if that's ends up being fruitful. Pidgeot Eradicate, not a hard goal. Where there's a few things that we can see, where we just see a Pidgey, so we have a completable Row 1. It looks like it's assuming everything is in good locations. That just about gives us 5 bingos, I think. Might just be lacking maybe one thing. We got Call 1, Call 3, Call 4, Row 1. So just Very Juice Elixir, it looks like.
Odds are that we have Row 5.
Row 5? Very Juice Elixir is, I think, still out of our reach. Because we do need either Shuckle or Magikarp for that. Or we need to find an item on the ground.
So what were those cries?
That is a good question. I did not hear them. We might have to have a sneaky check of the...
I'll do that.
You'll do it. Alright, brilliant. We'll see if anyone in chat can beat us.
Well, we have something useful. The Raikou was Venusaur, Entei was Tauros, but the Suicune was Rattata.
Suicune Rattata. So if we pick up a rare candy, that's a guaranteed way of getting the Rattata. Not really gonna have. You're not really gonna want to XP share a Rattata all the way to eradicate, but if we find a rare candy, that's a very valid way of getting that goal. Getting the Nidoran mail info as well, so we have that whole line covered. Yeah, we have a Venusaur, Tauros, Rattata.
That Rattata's gonna be useful. Level 40, but it's gonna be useful.
Top percentage level 40 rat. Looking forward to seeing all these pokes get dexed. Now, it's pretty likely that 1 or 2 are in bad location. For those that haven't watched a whole lot of bingos, there are locations such as Tin Tower that are not accessible. Meme Islands that have 40 plus slots. Ice Path that has 35-ish slots. Union Cave, which has 30. They're all locations that we do not want to see. We're looking for the best locations. Really are any water slots really. So any of the town waters, Cherry Grove water, Blackthorn water, etc. That only have 3 slots, so it makes that search a lot easier. But it'd be nice if we had some spicy locations. I wouldn't mind seeing some ruins of Alfgrass or ruins of Alfgrass is where I want to see something this race. That'd be interesting. Shuckle as well, which gives us a path and Electabuzz. So really, only thing we don't have info on is Mewtwo, Celebi, and Venonat Paris. I think we've seen everything else. We might have even seen Celebi, actually. I can't remember, but...
Did we see Celebi?
I am not sure, honestly.
I don't recall whether we saw Celebi or not. Well, there's Starmie information.
Ryguy saw Mew, that might have been. Right, yeah, this is, looking like we're not going to be fluffing around. You. So we will see Ryan's head to go mode when they go fly and all be going all over the place. We're not going to see any well, I'm not going to say that, but we still might if we have bad locations. We might see some Electrodes plays. We're going to see Electrodes regardless of the Electrodes goal, but we might see some Trap Pokes. We might see Bill's Poke. Could see a Lapras from Keys, because he's on Friday. And he does have to go down there for the Maniacs anyway, so we could see a Lapras. There's that Shuckle that Keys saw earlier. Shuckle, the better of the 2 options for that goal. A much nicer way of getting Verity's Elixir than the Magikarps. With Shuckle, you have to equip a berry and win fights, whereas Magikarp, you have to catch a big one and give it to a fisherman, which is only a 1 in 3 chance to be a big enough Magikarp. So that can be frustrating, especially if the Magikarp's at 10% encounter. So with Keys having a lot of options here, we might see him try and rat out some of the slower goals. So we might see him skip Rising Badge, although it's in a pretty free column in terms of other goals. The Electrode's goal being quite fast, Tojo being quite fast, King's Rock being quite fast. Assuming Nido King Queen is in a good location, I think we'll probably see Rising Badge out of Keys. Definitely a good enough runner to make sure that he doesn't have any issues in the gym.
Well, 2 Electrodes shouldn't be an issue.
No, we'll just see him go into the hideout and big 2 Electrodes, which is a pretty fast goal, really. Keys, this will almost definitely sub 1 fly, which is very solid. Where are we in the bracket? We are losers round 6, I believe, but I'll just confirm that for you.
That is correct.
We are losers round 6, yes. Good guess.
And the winner of this match will face Paradoxical Remedy in the next round.
Should be an interesting race. Whoever wins.
Blizzard on that Flareon. That Dragonite is taking damage. So we have a Cleffa, that's information on 2 different baby Pokemon, so that's even better for keizaron if he needs to find it. Because odds are, one of them's in a bad location.
Yeah, what have we seen? 3 babies so far? I think it was Togepi, Cleffa, and the Smoochum?
Yeah, we've seen Togepi, Cleffa, and Smoochum.
Yeah. So we at least have the safety if bad location could still get him, but may run into the problem if 2 are in bad locations. Braga having the slight advantage there, having already got a baby, taking the Smoochum as a starter.
East has opted not to save through this whole gym.
He may have a revive, which would be a reasonable decision to not save if he has a revive with him, but this gym can be difficult, especially the first 2 trainers having to fight 2 level 27s back to back. But trust his medic sucks, can get the job done, so.
We've been seeing a lot of Marrows this run.
We have seen a couple actually.
I think 3 gym leaders so far have had a Marrow.
Alright, so we might see some Pokes getting dexed now. Which will be very interesting to see. See where they are. He might dex them now, or he might do it after the shiny. It's like we're getting the dex happen after the shiny, which is fair enough. He would be going to the shiny regardless of whether what he dexed. Anyway, just unless there was something in, say, Route 41 or 40 water, even the water the city was just in. Price of winning is a sense of accomplishment and praise from your peers. Now this hidden item? No, I'm just doing the Pokemania. It's like Keys is most likely just going to go with the Shuffle strat, if he can find it. It's interesting that you picked up this item and skipped the hidden item before. You might say pick it up now. Yeah, there we go.
So when do you think Keys is going to start going on cleanup after he gets Rising Badge?
I think we'll see him Dex all the pokes after he talks to Lance, most likely, because that's where it really opens up. You've done everything necessary, and if all the pokes he has info on good locations, we might even see him skip Rising Badge, because it is the longest goal he has left on the card, probably barring Pokemaniacs, although it's not that slow. You see him picking up his Slowpoke tail. Doesn't forget that one. Don't want to forget that, because after you talk to Lance, that man isn't there and doesn't sell them anymore, so you would have to find one on the ground. It's less than ideal.
It seems like he's trying to get a little more information.
Just you find the Pokemaniacs. There's 3 on this route to get that goal done with. This will put him up to 7 fort, and he just needs to fight the 3 in Union Cave up. No, 2 in Union Cave, because he did fight the spinner with 1 level 10 earlier. So just the 2 left after this, I believe. So he's pretty close to completing that goal. It looks like we'll definitely see row 1 out of Keys. So what route are we thinking for Keys right now? We're going to see row 1. We're almost guaranteed to see Col 1, I would have thought. I think if Mistravison is a good location, we'll see 3.
I wouldn't doubt column 4.
Column 4 and the diagonal, I think. And that might be his route. If he can, if Onyx Scyther and the Shuckle are in good locations, so I think we'll see that most likely as his route, which will mean he'll have to...
Which diagonal are you thinking for his route? TLBR or TRBL?
TLBR. Which will mean he just needs the Shuckle for that. Or he could just do Electabuzz Jinx Magma. Either one gives him a diagonal. Just kind of depends if Electabuzz is in a good location. He's trying to pick up his shiny. Looks like Mew's in a good spot. Mew is on 42. E-Buzz is Dark Cave Slowpoke well.
If he catches that Rattata, he can do TRBL.
Shuckle is Alf. Hooray, let's go. I believe. Shuckle is in Alf Grass. Come on. Do it for me. Ruins of Alf Grass. What's he doing? Picking up his Master Ball. No, that's after Rising Badges, no, never mind. It's healing and doing Tojo. There we go, first try Onyx, beautiful. That's all we like.
So it looks like Bryguy's going for call 4 right now.
Yep. He also decks the Shuckle, so I think call 4 TLBR is definitely in his route. After Slowpoke Tail and Tojo being marked, Bryguy will have a very good idea of where Keys is. He knows he's in go mode. He's got his fly. Now we're seeing Keys. Dex everything. Clever. Our first baby is on 31. What the buzz, which we already know is Dark Case Leopard well. We might opt to skip that instead and go for... no, he'll probably out going for that instead. Electabuzz is definitely still better than the Shuckle, sadly. Shuckle also being in 20 location. Slowpoke well for Mistress as well. We're definitely seeing a Slowpoke well for Keys, I think. No, Onyx is 37. It's a very good location. Nidoking. Terrible locations. We're gonna see it. Check here. Nowhere.
Nowhere to be found.
And that's perfect. That's New Bark Water. That's a very good location as well.
So what level will that Nidoran be when he catches it?
In the water, it will definitely be one level away. Where if he goes to Blackthorn Water, or that's Mewtwo. That's very accessible. But the Nidoran on 37, maybe 2 or 3 levels away, I believe. It might be all 14s to 17s on that route, so I think at worst case it would be 2 levels away. But I think it would still require less XP than, let's say, level 20 would to get 1 level. So it might be worth going to 37 instead. Seeing as we'll be going there for the Onyx anyway. Shelter, very good location, 39. And Togepi is 42. So interesting. Both babies are on 10 slot routes. He's too many options, doesn't know what he wants to do. Now I think, did we see a fly skip out of Brygar?
I hope not.
I don't think we saw Brygar go to fly, did we? Or I just completely missed everything on his screen for the last 10 minutes. I'm fairly sure we saw too focused on keys and we've missed the most exciting thing as well. Those super repels, that no, no optional trainer. Okay. Hopefully this is some information on Venom and Varus. Anything we haven't seen so far. No, he's level 30. Okay, he must have got flipped. Just didn't miss. Just didn't see his stream. Maybe it was lagging. Probably. Alright, so we're going to see keys. Look for the Mischievous and the Electabuzz in here. 20 slots. Pretty likely that we'll get one pretty early on. Check the 3 in the water first. I don't think we'll see keys check over. Probably just going to see 2 slots checked in the water. 4 or 5 on the ground, first floor, and then do the same. Just play the odds so he's not grinding 10% slots for a while. Especially when looking for 2 slots like this. He's just gonna skip the second water slot as well, so...
He only saw the Typhlosion.
Yep. Just gonna forego those last 2 in the water and the first floor completely. Hopefully for his sake it's not there, because Probably will be the last place he checks now. I see Braga getting his shiny.
But he's checking 3 slots over here.
But 7 slots on the ground, so he'll want to at least check 4 or 5. Just going with 3 for now. There's the one on the water. Nothing but 60% in the water. Keys. Again, just opting for 1 slot in the water again. We'll see where I got Dexter Mischievous, which we know is where we are right now. There's the Electabuzz, so we just need the Mischievous now.
Was about to attack it, realizing he's severely overleveled to do that.
I think even a fly would Electabuzz even after resistance. It's up to the Electabuzz.
Meanwhile, Braga found the Nidoran.
Yep. Must be the 60% slot here, because I think he's got 2.
That was 2
of them. Yeah. The first one used Roar or Whirlwind or something. I must have missed that. Now that Keys has got the Electabuzz, it looks like it's going to be the only slot he sees, as is the way. He's probably going to check the other 2 water slots on each floor, or 1 on each floor probably. There's the second water slot here. I'm not sure how many we've seen on this floor, on the ground. We've seen 3 or 4. I don't believe Keys has any Hitmon info, which is good for a bright guy. Bright guy. Getting pretty unlucky with the breakout below half for the Apom there. We'll need to go and buy balls, so we'll probably see that before he goes in, I would say. And bright guy. Well, I think we're going to have to see a clock reset out of both runners. Because Call 3 is definitely going to be in both of their routes, I would have thought. Now let's see who can find this Mischievous first. We know where the Electabuzz is, so just looking for that.
Keys is not having good luck here.
No, he's seen a fair few slots with no Mischievous yet. Hopefully, for his sake, he's keeping track of the slots. Yeah, synchronized Typhlosion encounters.
Well, they're both looking for the same things now.
Yep.
What is this, his 16th slot?
Probably something like that. I think that was the 3rd water slot he's seen. Yeah. Or it could just be the Typhlosion and the Pikachu he's seen. I think he's seen 2, at least 2 in each area now. At this point, we pretty much know that the Mischievous is a 10% somewhere.
The question is, I haven't been counting. Has anyone else been counting?
Nope.
There's the Mischievous.
Oh, Rye Guy. Quickly getting that one.
That luck's gonna give him like 5 minutes on Keizaron right here.
He only has 5 balls left for this though. He's going to want to damage this Mischievous. It will definitely tank an Aurora Beam, so I yeah, that's in the yellow ball.
But he still needs to find that Electabuzz now.
He does. He's on the right floor for it, so. And we know Keys is also on the right floor for the Mischievous.
Did he just dig out?
He's going to buy balls, I think, so he has enough for the Electabuzz when he finds it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
No, he's just going to leave the Electabuzz there, I think. It might not be in his route. It definitely is required for him. He does have that Hitmon advantage. He's just going to be getting pretty frustrated at this point because I think he had to have seen 5 or 6.
Electabuzz and Jinx are in the same spot. Frog Guy's really probably going to be hitting himself that he hasn't found that Electabuzz or Jinx, which are in the same spot. Keizaron is still looking for that Mischievous. How many times is he gonna have to look? There it is! Finally, after looking for 10 minutes, Keizaron finds his Mischievous. Now he's just gotta catch it. RNG is not on Keizaron's side today. Keizaron finally finding that Hitmonlee. Although this was lucky, he's now lost about 10 minutes looking for that Mischievous. As mentioned in the chat, yep, commentator's curse reversed. Well, Keizaron finally has his Mew information. The question I have is, what's Brad Guy going for right now? R5, C1, or TRBL? Our first electrode is a Smeargle, nothing useful. Second one's a Pinsir, also nothing useful. Top right, bottom left is what TRBL is. That's a nice meme that Celebi's in the game corner. Keizaron's going for a clock reset. And going for Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. So with that TM27, Keizaron only needs the Glacier Badge in order to finish up his Column 3. He also knows how to get Nidoking and Onix, so he's probably going to go for that also. Does that give him 5 bingos? TRBL gives him 4 bingos. He would still need to complete one more goal. And never mind, that would indeed be his 5th bingo. With that Starmie, he will have 5 bingos if he does TRBL. Row 4 still only gets him his 3rd bingo.
Alright, we back in Keys. Looking for his level 30.
Well, he only needs 2 more goals to finish.
He does. Looks like he's going for level 30 in Pidgeotto Eradicate. Could also finish in Very Juice Elixir. We are 1 goal away, ladies and gentlemen.
It can be any goal besides a baby Pokemon.
Yep. Going for the most likely slower, but
hello, worst case scenario.
The safest play.
Hello, worst case scenario.
No one ever wants to have to do Rising Badge, but with a main like this, it shouldn't be too bad for Keys. Yep, that's it's not the most ideal routing, but not a lot you can do. There's a lot of goals that 22 is the most you can have, yeah. Yeah. He's gonna have 21, but he's not gonna have a single wasted square, so there's that.
Bye, guy. Yeah, we just lost Braga.
Looks like it. Oh, the Dugong getting the boosts and outspeeding Keys. That's brutal. Outage. Braga should be back in a second, guys. There we go. Braga picking up his 2 babies. Really going to be useful without Rising Badge, though. And we know that if Braga has to complete Rising Badge, he's not going to be Keys, so Braga's going to have to luck into a bunch of shit, really. He's a lot of goals behind at this point, although a lot of them are quite like free goals. It's a lot of time that will take him. Yeah, it's still 2 or 3 minutes. He's having a reasonable time at the gym so far, just that bit of bad luck on the Dugong. Otherwise, it's been a reasonable gym, really. Two trainers to go for Keys to finish. Second Fed Braga. Cut out again. Luckily that Yanma not one-shotting Keys there. Not quite good enough special attack to permanently wall him. A little bit scary though. Not really something you want to have to PP stall. The swag Sacred Ash. the final fight. Can we get sub 140 from Keys? Have to be a pretty free fight, but we could see it happen. Getting a setup. Probably just the one I keizaron I would have to. No, he's doing X stacks too. Probably no sub 140, but very safe for the final fight. Doesn't want to have to deal with anything. And when you have free setup like this, it's very tempting to just go to +4. I'm taking any risks. Knows he's got a big lead. Knows Bryguy's not close to finishing, so he's just going to play as safe as possible on this last fight. Going to wipe the magnetite off the face of the earth with his +4, 4 times effective earthquake. And the last book is Weeping Bell, and that will go down very easily. That'll be it. Keys. Clutching it. Not quite the sub 140, but very solid nonetheless. And the done button is hit. GG to Keys.
Drag them in.
Let's do that. Let's have a bit of an interview. See what they have to say.
Real quick to anyone watching on my stream end, I'm going to mute my desktop audio so there's no echo. You can check out the interview at twitch.tv/randomania.
GG, congrats Keys.
Really lame ROM, IMO.
Yeah, Braga, you struggled with a main early. You pick up that headbutt poke, but didn't really find anything that you wanted to commit to.
Yeah, I was looking around a little bit. I figured, like, the Slow King obviously was not good, and I knew that. But,
yeah.
I mean, I know I'm up against Keys, who's, like, one of the best players at this, undoubtedly, and I'm a newer player. And, like, I figured it might be good enough to get me through the game, and so if there really was nothing in the first few routes and Keys could spend a bit more time looking, and I might be able to get a game lead or something like that, yeah, so I thought I'd go for it.
Yeah. It's definitely the best thing you saw. Keys ended up finding a Dragonite on Route 30, which was pretty good.
That Sludge Bomb Earthquake.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Which was pretty good. Like, the only thing you really didn't have coverage for was Skarmory Crobat early on, which you never ended up seeing, so which worked out alright.
A few times where ice hurt, but you know, kind of standard procedure.
That's
Dragonite.
That's Dragonite, really. Yeah. We saw you. Did you caught the Moltres, didn't you? I'm not sure if we saw a moveset from that. Was it?
Poison, Sting, and something else.
Okay. Yeah, not good then. Yeah.
No.
Did either of you guys get information on Venonat Paris?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, I think I just checked before, and Venonat was Burnt Tower, and Paris was Ice Path, and that was it for both.
Lovely. Yeah, I didn't repel through Ice Path trying to look for something, and that's where I got the Magby. But
yeah,
obviously, yeah, not enough.
I ended up not bothering with babies at all.
Yeah, that Mischievous gave some trouble.
Did you start the Smoochum as well?
No, I gave it to Rival because I didn't want to fight a Zapdos.
Yeah, reasonable. The Zapdos, it wasn't too bad, I don't think, but it definitely slowed me down.
Yeah, it was bulky, and it crit you a couple of times with Outrage on the Rival 2 fight, which was a bit mean.
Right, yes. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Mischievous was a good, like... Hold on, let me take a look-see here.
It was about 8 minutes, I think.
8 minutes?
Yeah.
Oof.
And Brago went in there and got it in like 2 minutes, I think. Didn't see the Electabuzz, but the left straight after the Mischievous, which was fair enough.
Interestingly, Bryguy didn't find the Electabuzz or the Jinx.
Oh, was there a Jinx there?
Yeah, there was Jinx there too. As soon as I ran into it, I rolled my eyes.
Oh, go.
Oh, man. Yeah, I thought about going back there to look more, but even that square alone wouldn't have given me enough. I needed more.
Very interesting card in terms of day goals too. We had a contest, a Friday, a Sunday, and a daytime.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because we saw both of you set different times. We had a Saturday night and a Thursday night.
Okay.
Yeah, I went Thursday night. That way I could do contest, and then when I was in cleanup phase, I could pick up Poison Barb, and then I could just change my clock to Sunday daytime.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same, and then set to Friday daytime to get Poison Barb in level 30s. But you saw all the issues I had with Restoration Return. I clearly didn't understand how that worked, but I guess
when you main switch late like that, your best bet is to go with Frustration and buy a bunch of herb shop items to reduce your happiness. That's really the only way you're going to do it when you switch to something. When you switch to this sort of order.
Cool. Okay, good to know.
Not ideal, but it's generally the only way you're going to get that goal. It's pretty hard to get when you main switch that late.
Right.
Now, I think we saw Shuckle get dexed from one person? It was an Alf, wasn't it?
Yeah, I looked at Shuckle. It was bad.
It was Alf and Ice.
Yeah,
that's right.
I checked a few encounters in Ice Path to see if I could run into the Shuckle, because if I got the Shuckle, then I could have still gone for Rising Badge, and if I didn't get Berry Juice, then I had a contingency plan. If I did get Berry Juice, I'd be done a little earlier, but didn't run into it, so I just committed.
Yeah, it was a fair call, and it was interesting. I think that's the first 21 bingo I've seen with no wasted goals, which is very interesting.
It's disgusting, is what it is.
It's terrible.
I don't think I've seen it before. Yeah,
I'm a little sad.
No diagonals at all. Very funny.
Oh man.
Like, I want to make good history, not bad history. This is bad history.
Were you happy when you saw Selby in the game corner and the Starmie from Bill?
So the Starmie, I mean, I was gonna go after the Shelder.
Yeah.
Because I had a Waterstone anyway, but I mean, like, obviously finding the Starmie like that saved time. And then I saw a Mew on one of the Pokemaniacs, so I had that info as well. But you know, that just obviously it just saved time was all.
Yeah, I think what Shelder was on 39, wasn't it? So it was just 7 slots. So it wouldn't have been a worse thing to go for.
Yeah, Shelder was 39 and Mew was 42.
42.
That's right. Yep.
But man, Mischievous can go bite me right now. I'm so upset about that.
It was the last slot you saw, right?
Yeah, it was the very last slot on that floor.
I think Weeping Bow was the 6th slot, and then you saw that one. Yeah, that's right.
I saw 2 in both waters. I saw 5 upstairs, and I saw 5 downstairs. And at that point in time, I was like, I might as well just stay in one spot until I eliminate all the slots, because everything is 10% from here, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm glad I stayed down there, I guess, but man, between Electabuzz and Jinx popping up over and over, I think I lost like 2 minutes just to them.
Well, you avenged Medic with your Medic socks, so well done there.
I was actually thinking about that. As soon as I saw it, I was like, please be runnable, this would be poetic. Because if I win, I avenge Medic. If I lose, then Medic is truly the worst.
Yeah. I thought it was very funny when you encountered at the start. I was like, I fully expected you to name it, and that was very funny actually.
Yeah, this was a rough card for sure. It wasn't even so much that like the ROM as a whole wasn't really an issue. It was just the ROM card combination had very little synergy.
Yeah, there wasn't really. You never really had a good path. Yeah, you had a lot of doable rows, but nothing was in great spots. And there was no goal synergy either. There was really I had to do everything on its own. There was no 28, 30 indoor. No a random TM goal plus 20 TMs or no synergy like that. It was all a bit fragmented.
Yeah, and I remember I saw Pidgey and I was like, oh man, I'm so excited. I could just do Pidgeotto Eradicate and skip Rising Badge, and then saw that Pidgey was in poop locations. I'm like, well...
Yeah, the 40 was a Rattata, the 40 Suicune.
Yeah, and I was considering that, but then I was like, well, I might as well get Rising Badge anyway because of the whole Chuckle thing, like if I run into it in Ice Path.
Yeah, and you didn't really have a rare candy, which would have made that goal a lot nicer.
Yeah.
But leveling the 40 is less than ideal.
Honestly, at that point in time, if I had gotten the Rattata, I would have done Buena's Password.
Yeah.
Because that would have been the fastest thing, which is just that speaks volumes about what this race was.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody won so much as we both lost. It's just one person lost a little more.
Yeah. It wasn't a very nice ROM.
That was a horrible ROM, and the board.
Really, there wasn't anything runnable in the first few rounds other than that Dragonite.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was getting flashbacks of my match with Monty. I was so concerned that I wouldn't find a main, and I'd do some stupid thing where I run something up until the fishing rod and pray.
Yeah.
Which I gotta ask. So, you marked for Kadabra kind of early. Was that 31?
That was 31, yeah.
Okay.
And then so I was delaying a few things. So I released Starter after fighting the first gym, and I did bug catching after Whitney as well.
Yeah, you guys were within about a minute of each other after the Sudowoodo. I think Keys did the Sudowoodo about 30 seconds before the Bryguy, but I think Keys had done the 2 underground Pokemaniacs. Gotcha. But otherwise, it was very even.
Yeah, it was
point
all the
progression.
Pokemaniacs.
Yeah,
and obviously,
which is a fair call. It wasn't in a great location. I didn't get info on row 1 or call 2 at that point, so it was fair that you.
I figured to not go for it. But Keys just had a much faster main, and so obviously passed me up.
Yeah, the Dragonite definitely helped. Like switching to the Porygon was always going to be a bit slow, not having any stat XP, and really only having 2 moves with average coverage.
The Porygon was still better than the Slowking.
Oh, I think it definitely was better than the Slowking. Yeah. The Slowking needed one more move.
Yeah, I was hoping to find something in a TM or fish something up, or
If you'd picked up Flamethrower and T-Volt, that moveset would have been really nice, but only having Blizzard probably was. And Slash gave you average coverage, like you could hit stuff for neutral damage. Pretty much everything, just
with the Slowking.
It was a Slowking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was your Whitney fight any good?
I don't remember having issues.
He saved about a minute and a half on you on Whitney, I think.
So I got hit by Blizzard, and then I PP stalled it out.
Oh dear. Okay.
And then after Blizzard, it only had Karate Chop, so it was like whatever. Yeah. Like it was a slow way to win, but it was faster than resetting and setting up and stuff.
Yeah, waiting for a miss.
Yeah. Which I had the Bright Powder on the whole time. Like.
Oh really?
Yeah. I didn't get that many misses. Bright Powder means bright for me.
Yeah, I don't think we saw a single Bright Powder miss that I saw. For a 100% move.
Yeah, the only miss I saw was a Blizzard miss early.
Yeah.
That was it. Also, I can't believe that 2 of Claire's trainers were harder than Claire. Like, Claire was a
that Jubon when it got the boost to ancient power was brutal.
As soon as it got the boost, I'm like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Because I was only half paying attention to how much damage it did to me, and then as soon as it hit me again, I was like, wait a minute. I mathed far too slow, far too late.
Yeah. Well, at least I had a revive. Wasn't
Yeah, and I kind of figured that the ROM was telling me I had to do Rising Badge anyway because I got that Sacred Ash early, and Sacred Ash is pretty much like the go-to item for Claire's gym.
Mm-hmm. It's a very handy item for that gym, especially.
No, that was some rough stuff, though.
Alright, any last words, guys, on the race?
I just want to say thanks for having me in the tournament. Thanks for commentating. It's been fun.
It was a thing, for sure.
Definitely.
Alright. Thank you guys for a great race. Congrats, Keys. You are facing Paradox in the next match, I think. Loses round 7. Winner of that plays winner of Fire and Perk, I think. Which will be the losers, I believe.
It would be semis.
Losers semis.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. And then,
losers quarters right now. Losers semis is winner of Herc Fire versus Para Me. And then losers finals is whoever wins that match versus whoever loses Monty Tech.
Monty Tech, yeah. Alrighty. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. We'll see you on the next match of the Cinco Bingo tournament.